So today I wanted to talk about the current situation of Ascension and what we can expect coming into 2026 really soon. Because for the moment we can all agree that Ascension has literally become a hub of the private servers on the market. Pretty much whatever you want to play, you can get it on Ascension. Like, the only competition there is currently on the market is the Turtle WoW, which future can also be unpredictable, of course due to all of that situation with the Blizzard suing them. And even though the server for the moment is still standing, we all don't really know what will happen eventually. And if Turtle will eventually close, then yeah, Ascension will pretty much stay the only place where you can find a very good quality custom stuff on the private server scene. So let's talk about Bronzebeard for a little bit, because early this year I did release a video also covering the topic of all of the servers that Ascension has and how it's gonna look like in the future. This was in the beginning of this year, so a lot has changed since then. The first initial release date for Bronzebeard was April, May. We all know that it kinda was delayed by almost half a year, which ultimately was a good thing because we did get a lot more quality server eventually. And let's face it, it's a lot of fun to play. I know that many people that were expecting true Classic Plus experience are not really happy about it, and I can understand them because yeah, it's more future like. Eventually they did the rebranding from Classic Plus into Warcraft Reborn, which is understandable because it just simply created unnecessary toxicity in the whole community, so it was understandable and inevitable. I'm glad it happened. It's just a Classic reimagined, let's say, with a little bit more futuristic approach to Classic, let's say. And when it comes down to my own opinion, I would say that it's definitely a lot of fun, but I myself in the first place was not really that much hyped for Bronzebeard when it was first announced. I mean, if somebody was like me and you experienced Ascension classless in the first place, it was completely different experience, something you cannot get anywhere else. The seasonal realms, all of the possibilities, fast-paced gameplay with leveling, just simply incentivizing you to try out new things. Even though the balance is far away from being perfect, I don't really mind that because I prefer to have a lot of fun with some cool stuff to try out rather than, min-maxing everything. I'm not a kind of min-maxer. Usually when I come to say endgame point where I have to farm weeks for one piece of item, I usually bail out because yeah, I just get bored of it and to try out new things. And I have to say that this kind of approach is bugging me at the moment because I got to almost level 50 on Bronzebeard and I kinda get bored a little bit, to be fair. I mean, this also has to do with the original 9 classes because like I mentioned, I wasn't really that hyped for Bronzebeard in the first place because when it was first announced, we didn't have any information about world forged item, RPG creatures, overhaul, stuff like that. It was bare bones classic world with the original classes, enhanced with the Mystic Enchantment system, and that was it. So I was really thinking myself, what the hell are they doing? What they want to achieve with that? Eventually we can see that it was supposed to be a competition for Turtle WoW, which came out really great. I mean, many people say that the server is amazing, they enjoy it. In my recent channel poll, almost 50% of you guys have said that you are enjoying Bronzebeard thoroughly, and even not so many people are waiting for Epoch re-release, let's say. I mean, updates. So yeah, eventually I have to say that the wait was really worth it, but for myself, when it comes down to my own opinion, I'm not really that much into it. I did enjoy the leveling. I may have gotten a little bit bored faster due to the fact that I got almost 2 characters to level 60. One was Paladin, the second one I think was Shaman. So I did try out a lot of things during the beta as well. And yeah, I have to admit, all of the changes, the World Forge items, RPG creature overhaul and stuff like that are amazing. But also, let's face it, I mean, the classes are so powerful that even after making the content a lot more harder, eventually when you get like past level 30 and you get all of your powers, all of those overhauls don't really matter because the mobs die pretty damn fast. Instances are absolutely no challenge at all, so the creature overhaul looks amazing on paper, but due to the fact that we have so much power spike, it kind of trivializes it. And even though Ascension did a great job changing this, it doesn't matter, because when you go out in the open world, no matter if you fight a rogue or a plate tanker or whatever, they're still gonna fall over pretty damn fast. Like, maybe you have to cast one more ability or spell and that's pretty much it, or you just have to heal yourself a little bit more often. But you know, it's not like you completely have to change your tactic or anything like that, so good welcome change, but not to a point where you would have to, like, you know, adjust that much. So but my point is that all of that would make much more sense in a like true Classic Plus environment, for example taking Epoch into consideration. So this is quite interesting because Epoch now belongs to Ascension, and I would really like to see finally some moves with it, although I do kind of understand the Ascension point of view that they don't want to abandon Bronzebeard just like that, because they've put so much work into it. So I think that Epoch is kind of on the delay, even though they say that they are actively looking for development team. I don't really think we will see anything anytime soon, because, you know, Ascension was always like a seasonal realm, so I think we should have an approach, seasonal approach to everything we can see from Ascension, because now they have so many freaking servers that they can pretty much release every like new things every like 2 or 3 months constantly. So, you know, the hype train will be constantly on and people will want to stay and play. So that's the purpose, of course. So I think with Epoch we will have to wait for some new content, although it's a shame because now when I finally leveled up a couple of times on Bronzebeard as well, I also did play Turtle to like level 50 as well. I have to kind of confirm it that Project Epoch was a perfect balance between like the Turtle WoW and the Bronzebeard. We have all of those good things, quality of life from 3.3.5 client that are so much more appealing than the old client from the Turtle. We still have pretty good class balance from the TBC. I mean, TBC classes were amazing overall, although I do have to admit that classes from Epoch are a work in progress, because yeah, you can clearly see that some specs like warriors, for example, that got Bladestorm, arcane mages were made into real pumpers like from the very early stages of the game. And on the other hand, you have classes like Balance Druid, for example, or Shadow Priest that haven't been touched at all, so there's also quite a lot of room for improvement in that, and that's why Epoch also needs that active development team. I'm not even talking about the content itself, although that would keep players busy and keep the player base constantly playing, and online of course, which we also want. But yeah, there's still quite a lot of work to do. So my wishful thinking would be that they don't like stop the development and do it under the radar and then release everything. That they will just simply announce that, you know, new things are coming, and then over time add those new things gradually, like class fixes, new content of course, and stuff like that. Although there shouldn't be in a hurry, because like I said, a lot of people are still enjoying Bronzebeard, so they do have quite a lot of time because the player base is being kept busy with something else. So for example, they could drop a bomb on Christmas or something like that, or after New Year, that something new is coming, so that would be great. Although ultimately, like I mentioned, it's kind of shame, a real shame, that Ascension didn't buy Project Epoch a little bit earlier, like half a year earlier, and it would be so much better, because first, we wouldn't split the community into two, because, you know, there were like massive arguments against like Bronzebeard and Project Epoch, especially after the merge, that Ascension will actually abandon Epoch, and this kind of happened. because they are too busy with Bronzebeard. And yeah, I think that in the perfect world, which is not going to happen and didn't happen, they would, for example, like buy Project Epoch earlier, then, you know, like merge the development of the two realms into one amazing Classic Plus and then release it like that. I mean, let's look at this at the moment. They still borrow some of the ideas, like get the cards into the Bronzebeard, like some new locations and stuff like that. So it is possible, especially that, you know, like the trademark of Ascension was always classless. So for me, in the very first place, like I mentioned, them creating this Classic Plus, let's name it like that, realm was kind of strange, but of course I do understand the urge of coming into the Classic Plus hype train, because yeah, many people were kind of interested in, so that's why they went for it. It's just a shame that Project Epoch and Ascension didn't connect earlier, and then we would have probably an amazing server connected from those two, rather than, you know, splitting the community at the moment. But because ultimately I think that Project Epoch will have higher player base. We could have seen that even after a failed release, and we can already see at the moment that plenty of people did bounce off of Bronzebeard already, because yeah, like we mentioned previously, it's like too futuristic, let's say, too much retail-like, so to speak. Yeah, I did say that, so I do really wonder where it's gonna land eventually. Ultimately, I just think that one of those servers will die out naturally, whether it will be Project Epoch due to lack of development, or eventually Bronzebeard due to the lack of players, because let's face it, most of the player base that wants Classic Plus will go to Epoch, and when eventually Conquest of Azeroth releases, I think that not so many people will actually stay on Bronzebeard to play that, so, but that's just my own concept of things, so everything can happen. And when we're at the Conquest of Azeroth, I'm gonna come back a little bit to the Classic Plus subject, because if we would, in the perfect world, had only one Classic Plus server, then all of the development from the Bronzebeard, because ultimately this is going to happen as well, that all those new World Forge items, creature overhauls and all that kind of stuff is going to translate to the other servers as well, so Classless and Conquest of Azeroth. But on top of that, Conquest of Azeroth gives us also brand new classes, so it's even more excitement on that, because we first explore brand new world, well, maybe not brand new, but reimagined Azeroth with a lot of new cool stuff added to top it all off, and secondly, we have brand new classes at the same time, so this is like a complete mixture of a custom server that I would expect from Ascension, you know. It's not classless anymore, but we have brand new classes that they're actually quite good at, due to have a lot of experience with, you know, creating mystic enchantments and stuff. Although I do have to admit that last time I checked Conquest of Azeroth, there was still quite a lot of bloat in the classes, like unnecessary talents, too many buttons that literally do the same thing, and stuff like that. So I think they still need quite a lot of work on the classes themselves, even though, like, you know, the sole concept of them are actually amazing. Like, some of those specializations are really cool. All the animations and stuff, I love it really, but I just feel that gameplay wise some of those specializations are really lacking. Although yeah, I didn't check most of them recently, and I do know that there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, so this may have changed by the time I record this. So ultimately the core release is also pretty soon, the first thing being that the world is complete and ready to be released, because it's gonna be exactly the same as in Bronzebeard. That was their goal initially, to have the same content on all of the other servers. You just choose what type of hero type you want, whether you want a like classless hero, custom class hero, or original 9 classes. That was like the main premise of it. So yeah, everything we have in Bronzebeard now we're gonna get over in car as well. The only thing is the like class balancing and stuff, so I think the release is really soon, and yeah, I would expect it like very early next year, maybe Christmas gift, I don't know, who knows. As we've seen with Bronzebeard, they don't actually like to announce the release date too soon, so we can get some information like just before Christmas or something. That would be good. Like even the sole information on Christmas would be great, so I really hope that this will happen eventually. But yeah, as opposed to Bronzebeard, for Conquest of Azeroth, I'm really excited for, like even just to, you know, check out those new classes in the reimagined Azeroth will be a really cool experience, even just to even like try it out once up to level 60. But I have actually kept the most exciting thing, for me at least, up until this point, like till the end, because I really would like to see like any like just a scrap of information about the season 10 of Ascension. Because yeah, I did already mention that Ascension brand is literally the classless WoW. This is what most of us got sucked into Ascension, like, you know, all that theory crafting, stuff like that, all those randomizers added to the game. This makes it so much more exciting and so cool. We can also see that the interest is pretty damn high, as we did know that Season 9 wasn't exactly the best, and even though at this point, after so many changes to the core system, it's actually quite playable and pretty damn fun. I'm not quite sure about the balance, but yeah, the balance was always a little bit off. But as long as the builds are pretty damn fun and they can do something, it's okay with me. Like, I'm not a min-maxer anyway, so I just like to try out the new things. And this was like the dream could come true for me, because I have like always loved Path of Exile, but this game is so vast, there are so many like leagues and mechanics already, but the level entry for new player is quite high, even though I still enjoyed it, like trying out some new stuff. But yeah, when I've seen that this is possible in World of Warcraft, in my favorite game of all time, dude, I just jumped in straight away and yeah, got sucked in completely. Especially that along the way, there was very high demand and focus put on high-risk PvP overall, like if you do remember Felforged mode, this was probably one of the best things and moments I had on Ascension. Just, you know, creating a random character, going into the open world, hunting some people in PvP, open world PvP. It was so freaking cool. Imagine having that with all that new World Forge item and stuff like that. Dude, this would be like the best server ever, at least for me, and I think that for many people as well. I constantly see all those messages, please give us some info finally. But yeah, I guess that with Ascension currently is like with Blizzard many years ago, that the answer is soon. It's out when it's ready. So yeah, I guess that ultimately it's probably the best outcome, but it's kind of a shame that all those servers' lifespans are so seasonal, because their focus is so split. Like, I mean, seasons always existed on Ascension, but that was their main focus. So when season ended, we already had something new and something exciting waiting for us in the new season. Especially that they still have quite a lot of content to implement, like the Wrath of the Lich King has been announced so many times. Like even in this year, they announced that by the end of 2025 it's gonna hit the live servers, which of course didn't. Like, we only have Bronzebeard so far. Epoch came in. So yeah, quite a lot of stuff, and I can blame them that they don't really have a main focus. It's quite a lot of work. People say different team, different stuff, but you know, like the core of the team, like all those head members have to put their focus somewhere. They cannot be split. So, and I can imagine that the team is not like of a development studio, AAA development studio, so the resources are also kind of limited. Therefore, I understand that, but I would really like that if they plan to have this whole private server hub under one banner, that they really invest of each of the development teams, that they are made separate, that they can do things on their own, and that it doesn't actually stop the releases, and that we have always something new to play in. That would actually be quite amazing. But in the perfect world, it would be best if, like I said, all servers would have development teams and you could simply just choose what type of playstyle you want, and then you go into that realm and you enjoy without any delays or anything. You get new content constantly and you're pretty much happy. But overall, just to wrap things up, the future on Ascension really looks bright. In theory, there are options, many options, like no other server has at the moment. And this is kind of strange for me also, because it seems that Ascension is kind of untouchable, because Blizzard like one time deleted their YouTube channel, taken down. But other than that, like, they didn't receive any cease and desists, any like lawsuits or anything like that, unless they are not so stupid enough and they just simply don't put it out to public, which would mean that they do exactly what Coyotes from Project Epoch was saying in his interview, that if he's gonna receive a letter from Blizzard, he's gonna simply put it into a trash. So I think that Ascension is doing simply just that, so you have to have the balls to do that. But yeah, theoretically, a lot of new content ahead of us, good times. If Epoch development would finally start, Conquest of Azeroth release potentially, and maybe some information about the Season 10. I hope that we get at least some of those by the end of this year, so we can then expect a really bright future from Ascension, so we can all enjoy what we really love, so playing World of Warcraft the way you want. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.